What?
All my people, can I get a hello? Hey yo, we back with another episode of the Hello Effect Podcast with me, your host Seek, aka Mr. Hello. Hey yo, today we got a special guest, man. I'ma let him introduce himself. I'ma let y'all know where he from, what he do. Let the people know your name, where you from, and what you do.
Word, so Dre Static. What's the word, people? I'm from Jersey. I live in Long Island though. So, and we here.
All right, so tell the people what you do. You make music, you make beats.
Oh, I do a little bit of all that. I make music, I rap, I make beats, I mix, I master. If you need services, holla at me.
Oh, that's what's up. I like to hear that. So Before we get into everything that you do, I just want to start with the music part of it. How did you get into music, and how long you been doing music for?
Oh wow. Well, I've been doing it for longer than 10 years.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And I got into it at a real young age. I just loved it. I started writing real early, you know what I'm saying? And then eventually, you know, I wanted to record. I didn't really have no bread to go back and forth to the studio.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I bought myself a laptop and Studio One, and here we are.
All right, so let's talk about, like, you started rhyming, like write your raps though. It wasn't like no music influences. Like, you ain't have like an older brother or a father or tell us about an artist. You had to hear some type of rap that made you want to start rapping and stuff like that.
Yeah, well, definitely Jadakiss, one of my biggest influences. Wow. Yeah. I have to say, like, Wayne, around that time, he was on top of the game. You know what I'm saying? Like, around that, like, between 06, 08 era. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Carter's was out, and his feature game was crazy.
Yeah.
His mixtape game was crazy. So I think that's probably one of my biggest influences.
But no family members or nothing like that do music and nothing like that.
Well, rest in peace to my cousin Chris. Okay. You know what I'm saying? He, you know, he was a big influence too. You know what I mean? And you know, I've been rapping at the time, but he really introduced me to like syllables and all that. He was really the one who introduced me to Kiss. Like, you know what I mean? He was putting me on to like Kiss and just showing me. I'm like, damn.
So he pretty much, your cousin, he wasn't a rapper. He just liked the hip hop. He just put you on.
Nah. He was a rapper.
Oh, he's a rapper too.
Yeah,
okay.
He was a rapper. You know what I'm saying? Later, if I could find some of his stuff, I'll show you. And he was nice too.
All right, so
yeah.
I understand, like, you know what I mean, your peoples put you on to like rapping and stuff like that, and we might have friends in our family and shit like, yo, you could rap, but when did you take it serious? Like, that you knew that, you know what, I could really do this shit. I'm gonna invest my time, because you say you had no bread for the studio, and you really got to know that you great at something to invest in buying a computer. So tell us about that time when you felt like, yo, you know, I got it.
I mean, I just think, you know, like my family, you know what I'm saying, my mom, my cousins, and just my people's like, yo, you kind of nice with it. You need to take this serious, you know, and I'm like, I just kind of like doing it for fun. You know what I'm saying? I like, you know, all right, y'all heard it, y'all fuck with it, all right, cool. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, nah.
They was the ones really telling me, like, you know, you got to take it serious. And so I'm going to say, like, leaving high school,
okay,
you know what I'm saying, was around the time where I'm like, you know what? I'm going to really invest in this, you know what I'm saying, and pursue it.
All right, so did you have any like rap battles and stuff like that to try to prove your skills, or you kind of just went with the flow, like, you know what, my mom's gonna say I could do it, I'm gonna just start doing it? Like, cause you gotta, I feel at the end of the day, I respect the support part of it, you know what I mean? Shout out to your folks, you know what I mean? Because we got people that's close to us that don't support it. So I don't want to say shout out to that, but you gotta kind of prove yourself, especially when it comes to rapping. And I feel like your style, like, you really spitting some shit. Like, you ain't just making anything up. So was it that time where, like, you know what, I'm about, like, hey, Dre, I need you to battle. So you just like, you know what, you just seeing the look on people's face when you drop some music?
It was a little bit of both, but you know, like I mentioned before, like, I'm from Jersey. I'm from Pemberton. I was born in Lakewood.
Pemberton, yep.
Yes, sir. Born in Lakewood, raised in Pemberton, and Pemberton has a real big hip hop scene, and it's competitive in that way. So I just kind of grew up battling regardless. You know what I'm saying? It was, you know, like it wasn't like, oh, go get Dre or go get, you know, somebody. Oh, I'm nicer to you. Nah, I'm nicer to you. All right, so what's up right now?
So that's kind of how it is. And parents say, I want to know now. I got to really do my research. Like after this interview, I might really start doing, research the Pemberton because that's shocking. I never knew it was like a big hip hop scene.
It's like that, yeah.
Oh, word.
Yeah.
Now I got to tap into Pemberton. You know what I mean? Because I'm from North. And you know, that's all, like anybody that's from Essex County, that's pretty much all we know. But now that I live in South Jersey, now I got really started exploring stuff like that. All right, so you started doing music and stuff like that. So you ain't had no bread. So you started recording yourself. How was that journey to recording yourself? Like not knowing, because you didn't go to school to be like an auto engineer. So how did you learn how to record yourself?
Well, like you were saying before, like, so, you know, my mom and them were supportive, but you know, I grew up with my aunt and uncle. They wasn't that much supportive of it. You know what I'm saying? So, so I bought a phone off one of my men's at school, an iPhone. You know what I mean? Because they told me, look, you want a phone, you got to buy it yourself. So I said, all right. Went to my man's, bought an iPhone for the low. You know, and I downloaded a little app, and then I started recording on there.
What's the app, if you can remember that?
I think it's called Music Studio. So they got a free version and a paid version. You know what I'm saying? But I got the free version, of course. You know what I mean? Then boom. That's when I was staying with my aunt and uncle. They put me out, you know what I'm saying? So I went back to go live with my mom. You know, my mom was real supportive. So I got me a little job, hustled up a few little dollars, and then that's when I bought a laptop. I converted from the phone to, I'm gonna get a laptop, see how good I could really make myself sound.
All right, that's what's up. So we get to the point where you're recording yourself like that. Like, what was the first thing that you released?
I don't even, something on SoundCloud.
All right, so when was it a time, you know what I mean, when you finally felt proud of something that you released? Like you like, damn, yeah, I'm in my bag. Tell us about that time.
Well, I wasn't releasing music for a long time. Like I started releasing on SoundCloud. You know what I mean? The quality wasn't that great. And then I really started releasing, I want to say back in like 2020.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying, on my YouTube page. And the first song you find on there is called Mind Games. I think that was the first release where I was like, oh, okay, this is this something serious. Not only, but the reason why is because I had the comments on the video, so people was like, oh, we tuned in from London. I'm like, London? I'm like, damn, people hear me in London? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So that's when I was like, well, it's not just that, like the song was fire, of course I liked it, but I was like, okay, you know, like there's really some traction behind this. You know what I'm saying?
What's the name of that record you said?
It's called Mind Games.
Mind Games, was it a production you found from somebody, or was that one of your beats? Because you said you produce also. Nah,
that was a YouTube beat that I had found. And I don't know if you ever heard of this dude on YouTube named Hassan Campbell.
You talking about the guy that be going crazy?
Yeah,
the light skinned dude that was with 6ix9ine and all that stuff that did with.
Yeah, he be bugging out sometimes.
He made the beat.
Nah, he ain't make the beat.
Oh, I thought you about to say hold on, that's why I thought you was like, you know what I mean?
He ain't make the beat, but he doing the voiceover on the track. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I mean, since you brought him up, so how did that come about? Like, you reached out to him? Like,
nah, not even. I reached out to him after the fact. You know what I'm saying? I just cut snippets out of this video I was watching of him, and I'm like, nah, he kind of speaking facts. You know what I'm saying? So I just chopped it and then just put it in the track, and then I reached out to him afterwards, like, yo, tune in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they say anything back, because you know sometimes these people in certain positions, you know what I mean, be Hollywood, they acknowledge it.
He was just like, oh yeah, that's fire. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, all right, cool.
Oh, all right, that's what's up. That was what's up. So that what you said, that was in what, 2020?
Yeah, back in 2020. This was around the time when the pandemic was going on, and you know that's what I was really talking about, like just current events. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I definitely, I gotta definitely check it out. You know what I mean? For sure. Now I'm interested in see what you was talking about in 2020 and shit like that.
Word.
All right, so we got the rapping part. So when did you start making beats? Did you start making beats around that time, 2020, or was it like around the time that you actually invested in a laptop?
Yeah, so when I invested in the laptop, I bought a keyboard. I bought the whole setup. I bought a keyboard. I bought the mic. You know what I mean, with the interface and all that. And I didn't know what I was doing. You know what I mean? So I just been learning as I go.
All right, so
along with YouTube University, you know what I mean?
Yo, I ain't gonna lie. Nobody got no shirts. Hey, Sean, we making shirts at that YouTube University, yo. Because I feel like I ain't a graduate from that, but I'm
Word.
definitely. I'm one of them super seniors, you know what I mean?
Listen, bro, look. Yeah, you know what? You don't never graduate. You know what I'm saying? You just keep, you know what I mean?
He elevate,
yeah.
free knowledge. Okay. Okay. Well, that's what's up. So that's what. So pretty much like that's the type of advice you'll give to any artist that's on the come up. You know what I mean? Don't let other things roadblock you, because if you really believe in yourself and your dream, you gotta pick up other responsibilities. Like, you know what I mean? Like I said, course, again, invest in yourself. Like you said, you ain't had the bread to be able to go to the studio, but you ain't let that shit stop you. You went and got a phone first. The quality wasn't right, but you still was putting out music, and you got a laptop and shit like that. So you never gave up. So you doing a producing thing. Let's talk about that for a little bit. You know what I mean? You said you didn't really know it to it like that. So tell me about a time where you let your homies or your support system, your mom, hear your beat.
Right.
How did they like it? How did they perceive your first beat?
I mean, you know, they fuck with it, you know what I'm saying? But it's like I don't think people appreciate beats unless they a producer or something as much as they produce a full recorded and polished song, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So they was like, oh, okay, yeah, that's cool, you know what I'm saying? So when you gonna rap on it? You know what I'm saying? All right, I got you. I'm put some words on it now.
I think they was happy at the part that you was actually doing something you was passionate about, and they was there to support you. They wasn't really invested like somebody that really loves hip hop, that really does music. 'Cause I'm pretty sure if you played it to another producer or probably another potential artist, they probably give you a different feedback. So
exactly, yeah, like maybe constructive criticism. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So how much do you love? Like, do you love the rapping part or the producer? You know what I mean? Like,
ooh, that's tough. I mean, I love both, but
if you had to pick though, because at the end of the day, like I'm a man that loves to do a lot of things, like, you know what I mean? And sometimes people say you do a lot. Yes, I'm living life. Life is about living. Right. You know what I mean? It's like so many opportunities. It's endless. Like, you know what I mean? So if you had to choose, you know what I mean, to rap or to make beats for the rest of your life, you only could choose one. What you choose and why?
Well, I'm gonna definitely have to rap.
All right, but why though? Why though? 'Cause you said it's a tough decision. So why?
Well, I mean, ooh, you know what I'm saying? I think that was my first love. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what caught me first. Like the words and the science behind it. I think my subconscious knew the science. Like, yo, this is complex shit right here. Yeah. But, you know, I probably couldn't process it in words at the time when, you know, growing up. So, you know, that's what gravitated. I'm like, I gotta go pick up a pen and pad. You know what I'm saying? I think I could do this.
So you really care what you be talking about. You ain't just doing it to sound cool or look good?
No, of course not. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so how's that very important for you to really put thought in what you saying? Like, you know what I mean? For people to perceive it the way you want it to be perceived at the end of the day.
I mean, I've just tried to give them a part of me, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, I can't just say anything, you know? And, like, people is tuned in now, so, you know, I think, you know, we were talking a little bit before, I feel like I got a responsibility. Yeah, okay. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So, I can't just go in there and say anything, you know?
Yeah. So you pretty much don't believe in ghostwriters because...
Absolutely not, nah.
Okay.
You know, I mean, but some of the greatest songs, like, Still Dre. You know,
I was very shocked about that. I still can't believe it. Like, I need proof. I need actually footage of them in that motherfucker.
Okay.
Like,
I was gonna say, like, the proof is in the pudding. Like, when you go back and listen,
I know. Once you start listening,
that's whole.
Word,
you know what I'm
that's
saying?
true.
Yeah,
that's true. I agree with that. But me, I'm so really in tune with this shit. I need to see the fucking because it's essentially as seeing somebody do a crime on camera and they still getting off the hook. It's the same shit pretty much because they saying he wrote it.
Right, but they could just be saying.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? But I believe them though. But that's what's up. Word. So because I feel like it's very important as an artist. Mm-hmm. I mean, to tell a story, especially. Right. I mean, the bigger of an artist you get, you know what I mean? You have a responsibility, even though you don't want the responsibility. Right. You have a responsibility because I feel like at the end of the day, when it comes to music, it's young in the sense of a lot of young people gravitate to like the newest stuff. Like, you understand what I'm saying? Because the people for our time, they old heads no more. And they gotta retire. So
Right.
if we start this new generation of a wave where everybody just crash outs, that shit gonna affect the community. Because at the end of the day, I feel like hip hop it
Right.
influenced the community on some next level shit.
It really
like
do.
you understand, and they don't
Yeah.
understand that because the people that make it big is people that look like me and you. Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
I could be sitting on the couch next to the next big thing. Like, you understand what I'm saying?
Word.
So
Yeah.
you get in that position, they like, nah, Dre, he just talking about anything now. He
Yeah,
changed
exactly.
up.
Yeah,
you know what I
yeah.
mean? Like, so that's very good. So far as like your image though, I understand like far as like the
Right.
music, you gotta say, I mean, the right thing gotta make sense. But
Right.
far as like how you looked at, like how you want to be looked at as a person and as an artist.
I mean, as a person, you know, I just want to be looked at as who I am. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't trying to be somebody else or looked at, you know, like just me.
So who are you though? Like for people that don't know who you is, like somebody meets for the first time, like explain to them who are you.
I would tell them go listen to the music because that's who I am.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And that's where I put it at. You know, I like it's crazy because, you know, like just in general, you know, I'm not too. I ain't gonna say like okay, I'm not that open of a book, right?
Yeah, I got you.
You know, but I'm very transparent as well at the same time, you know. So I would say go listen to the music, you know, because
Okay.
I'm telling you right there, like, yo, this is me. You know
Well,
what I'm saying?
that's what's up. That's what's up. All right, so you know what I mean. Let's talk about the production part of it. You know what I
Right.
mean. Are you making beats for yourself, or you actually working with artists and trying to sell some of your beats?
A little bit of both. So, you know, like I said, I got a YouTube page. I upload beats there to try to sell them. I still haven't sold one yet, but you know, people be tuning in. And then this EP, I'm getting ready to drop an EP. I know we supposed to, you know what I'm saying, but
Well, is the EP is it fully produced by you, or you making?
pretty much like only 2 songs not produced by me. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? But and I'll explain that later. Why not? You know
Oh,
what I'm
no,
saying?
I
But the
don't-
rest, yeah, they produced by me.
All right, so I know you haven't sold any beats, but are you giving anything? Like, are you working with any artists? Like, far as like, look, yo, I make beats, and I mean, I think you'll sound good on this shit. What's up? Let's work. Or you just like,
Yeah, I have done that. You know what I'm saying? One of my mans, he wrote a little something. He just haven't recorded it yet. So yeah.
okay, that's what's up. So, like, how far are you trying to take this like music things? You know what I mean? Some people do this shit for a hobby. Some people want to be big, or some people just, you know what I mean, it's comfortable. So let the people know like how far you really want to take like this music thing.
As far as it'll go, you know what I'm saying? Hopefully to the moon and back, you know what I mean? If I could, what's the word I'm looking for? If I could fully support myself, you know what I'm saying, my family, and, you know, just take care of myself and my family, you know what I mean? And that's really the main goal, you know what I mean? But if I could make it so that way my kids and my grandkids benefit off of what I'm doing right now,
Okay.
that's really, you know.
Yeah, like
and-
pretty much your ultimate goal, like be successful where your folks is good. They don't have to struggle and work as hard. I mean, you already putting in the hard work right now.
Right, so
you
that
want your
would-
hard work to show. So
Exactly.
they can benefit of it.
You know what I'm saying? Even if it's not directly, like, let's say music opens that door for
Other opportunities and stuff
You
like
know what I'm
that.
saying? Yeah. So, and that's really a generational wealth.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying?
that's what's up. You know what I mean? What the advice I could get to you, you know what I mean? Like far as like this don't give up. Like I said, I'm gonna continue to say this over and over. Invest in yourself. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because if you don't believe in yourself, how you expect anybody else to believe in yourself? You know what I mean?
Right.
And also, like when it comes to like the production thing, I feel like you should just, I mean, network with a bunch of hungry artists. You know what I mean? Because
Right.
I remember early in the conversation you said you went to YouTube. That's cool to go on YouTube. I mean, when you start at, you know what I mean? But I feel like artists should really get with other producers. At the end of the day,
Right.
if they don't have a deal, you know what I mean? They not signed to management. They just like you. They independent. They just a producer. So
Right.
I feel like sometimes they be trying to, you know what I mean, leverage because they got the beat. You know how many people make
Yeah,
beats? It's like it's 1,000 people
facts.
that rap. It's 1,000 people that make beats. You know what I mean? So that's what's up. So let's talk about what shaped your sound? You know what I mean? Obviously, you from Jersey, but you live in Long Island. How long you been living in Long Island for?
So I've been living in Long Island for going on 3 years, but before I lived in Long Island, I lived in the boroughs for about 3 years.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And yeah, and I just want to say Jersey, you know
So
what I'm saying?
I say, because you said you really dropped something for real for in 2020.
Right.
You know what I mean? So all that pretty much your sound came from Jersey. It ain't had nothing to do with being in Long Island and being in the boroughs or nothing like that.
Nah, of course not, but just the East Coast sound in general, you know.
So that's how you would label your sound, like East Coast, or
See, I don't even want to label my sound, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't think I have, besides my voice being distinctive, I don't think that I got just one sound. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because you already know what I told you. I said, you know what I mean, you got the Pop Smoke, you know what I mean? But you don't rap nothing like him, you know what I mean?
Right.
You actually spitting.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's what's up. So as an artist, you know what I mean, what do you need to be successful? Like, you understand what I'm saying? Like, because do you need like promotion? I ask all the artists this because I feel like it comes to a point in time where roadblocks come. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So what's some of them roadblocks, and what some of the things that people could do, like me, myself, could help you get towards, you know what I mean, your goals and your dreams and stuff like that?
I would say some of the roadblocks is, just you might run into, it's all kinds of stuff, man. And some stuff I don't even have a way to describe it. You know what I mean?
Is it like a financial thing? Because I feel like that's a lot of stuff that I hear, you know what I mean, is a financial thing. Like, I don't got time to go to the studio, but you already removed some of the barriers. Like you said, you had a phone, a laptop and shit like that. I'm talking about first, like right now. What's stopping you from being successful?
I don't think nothing's stopping me from being successful. You know what I mean? I would say possibly the financial.
Okay.
Because, you definitely need finances to market, promote, and stuff like that, travel here and there, and meet and network. But other than that, nothing really. You know what I'm saying? But if in general, definitely finances, because you got to either go to work or you might end up doing something you probably shouldn't be. To finance your career, and so I would say financial is probably the biggest. You know what I'm saying?
So how is it important to have a team? Like, do you work with any other people outside of you? Because I know I skimmed your page a little bit. You know, I seen a bunch of other rappers on it. I don't know if they're part of your team or is it a bunch of people you support. So
it's a little bit of both. Like, they definitely a part of my team, but they in different places. Like, they in some in Jersey, some here, some there. So we work together. You know what I mean? As far as just keeping each other motivated. Sometimes we come together and just support whatever each other's doing. Like, if my man's about to drop a project, he might send me something. What you think about this? Oh yeah, let me give you some feedback. This, and that, and vice versa. You know what I mean?
That's what's up. So how's your writing process? You know what I mean? Because back when I was really active in the music thing, I came up with a group. You know what I mean? Name of my group was called CA Bangers. That's actually a part of the name of my company, CA Bangers Entertainment.
Okay.
Like, we used to rap like all year round. This shit was like a sport. You know how people practice in sports? We was actually I don't know if you're familiar with like the Jig Arm beats or the Sycamore beats. It's like beat cities of an industry. They have all the new songs that drop. They had their beats already. You understand what I'm saying? And
that's
we used to pretty much freestyle and make songs off the things. And I felt like, to me, that was very important because we could bounce ideas and thoughts. Like, I feel like today, a lot of artists don't do that. They'd rather write in private. And I feel like sometimes that's when you'll get a motherfucker writer's block. Sometimes you need your man, like, nah, yo. Because it was like like almost like a battle, but it wasn't battle. Like, say if me and you been writing a song, I was like, let me hear your shit. If I hear you talking that shit, I'm gonna make sure my shit sounds better than yours. Do shit man. So talk about your writing process, like in 2025 and shit like that.
So I mean, it's different now. You know what I'm saying? Because like you were saying beforehand, it was easier to bounce ideas off. But everybody got their own life. Some you got to go to work, or people got their girls, some having kids and all that, getting married, whatever the case is. So it's hard to get the guys together. I ain't gonna say it's hard, but it's not as often as we could do it. You know what I'm saying? But I definitely get what you're saying as far as bouncing ideas off.
See, I got a problem with that though. Like, that's why I feel like a lot of groups break apart. You know what I mean? Because of that. Because I understand everybody got their own life, but if you really want to make this your life,
Right.
in your business, you got to be willing to sacrifice. Like, you know what I mean?
Right,
A lot of people
of
don't
course.
understand that. That's why it be a lot of shortcomings and shit like that because they ain't willing to
Right.
sacrifice. You got to let wifey know, if you support me, this is
Right.
what I got to do. 'Cause
Big facts.
if you're in the way of my dreams, like, who are you? That's not support. You know what I
Right,
mean?
right,
So
right.
that's why I like kind of ask like artists, it's like, yo, like, would you rather work with a team or rather work alone? Because like you said, them type of barriers right there that's put in place.
Right. So I mean, like, you know, ain't no use. I mean, with a team, you could get a lot more done.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because the labor of just like, for example, like I make merch.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Having somebody who would take that off my back, make it 10 easier. Or 10 times easier. Or even making beats, you know what I mean? Having a producer who could do that, that'll make things 10 times easier. So I would definitely appreciate working with a team. But I think it's important for artists to be able to work individually too, for the simple fact of everybody not reliable. You know what I'm saying?
That's another thing, yeah.
Yeah, you know, so, but a team, of course, you would want that, but learn as much as you can in the process, because if somebody might not show up when you need them to, you know what I mean? Okay.
All right, so you said something that I found was very, you know what I mean, interesting. You saying people
Right.
not reliable, you know what I mean?
Right.
I had suffered with that, you know what I mean, throughout
Right.
my whole life pretty much. And that ain't just with
Right.
music, that's with anything,
That's
you know what I mean?
life in general, yeah.
You can't really depend on somebody, you know what I mean? You depend on yourself, you know what I mean?
Right.
But you can find people that's not your family members, your friends. I feel like we put too much pressure and dependence on our friends and family.
Right, right.
You got to start, you know what I mean, thinking outside the box and networking with people, you know
Right.
what I mean? And because I feel like once you network with people that's actually, fuck it, I'm passionate about DJing, I'm passionate about producing,
Right.
I'm passionate about party promoting or promoting.
Right.
They passionate about that, so they gonna
Yeah,
they gonna be
facts.
reliable. You got to find people like that, and I think that's when I'm starting to learn. I mean, as
Right.
I get older, as I really start doing this and shit like that, I got to find people that they specialize. I just can't hire my man because he played with the camera. I know we want to do that because you want to hook your
Right,
people
right.
up, but sometimes when it comes to, like I said, I'm gonna put emphasis on this business.
Right.
It's nothing personal. You know what I mean? With your friends, you gotta go, nah, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Nah, fuck that. I need somebody that's gonna show up. You know what I mean? So I feel like it's a lot of struggles when it comes to independent artists. They
Right.
hiring their people for everything, even security. I'm not hiring my friend to be my security. I'm hiring a professional because it's business at the end of the day.
Right.
All right, so let's get into something that's a little personal. You know what I mean, that we talked about off camera. I mean, you didn't really talk about it, but you said
Right.
you stopped drinking for 3 years. You know what I mean? If you don't mind,
yeah.
I mean, letting people know, I mean, what made you stop? Because you're an artist, and artists,
No.
everybody think rap artists do drugs and fucking drink and all this shit. You know what I mean? Be
Right.
surprising. Some people don't do it. So
Right.
let's explain to them like what happened, why you stopped with your mom.
Like I was saying, it's not a pretty story. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to
Make it digestible. You know
Right.
What I mean?
Ooh. To make a long story short, I caught a case, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And that's how I ended up moving to Long Island.
Okay.
You know, because I was in Jersey at the time. Well, I was in the Queens, living in Queens at the time. I went back to Jersey for a little bit, stayed with my mom, got caught up out there. And everybody don't know this, but I'm a veteran. You know
Oh,
what I'm
well, I
saying?
know that's what's up.
Yeah. So you know what I'm saying, when I got to jail, the judge was like, look, you know what I'm saying, because of you a veteran, you know, instead of sitting for crazy time, I'm gonna give you the second chance. I'm gonna send you to
what's
Long
up.
Island.
Blessing.
You
That's
know
a
what I'm
blessing
saying?
right there. Word.
It really is. I wish more niggas had that opportunity.
Word. That's
you know
a
what I'm
fact.
saying? But yeah, but so that's how I ended up in Long Island. At that point, I'm like, yo, I ain't never drinking again. You know. what I'm
So
saying?
pretty much drinking got you caught up in that shit. If you ain't drink,
I
you
mean,
ain't
yeah,
good,
but
pretty much.
along with a bunch of other stuff, you know,
Okay.
like drinking led up to that point, but everything in between drinking was involved.
Yeah, so that's the start. So the start was to stop drinking pretty much. You know what I mean?
Right.
Change your life. That's what's up.
Right.
You know what I mean? All right, so I'm happy, you know what I mean, that you know what I mean, respectfully going down, you know what I mean, straight path, you know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
everybody go through things in their life, you know what I mean? The most important thing is, you know what I mean, admitting to your wrongdoings, you know what I mean,
Right.
changing, you know what I mean? But I'm
Right.
happy that now I'm really more interested in hearing your music now, you know what I mean?
Right.
And I'm pretty sure anybody that might see this interview probably feel the same way.
Word.
You know what I mean? Because it seems like in order to get to the motherfucking treasure, you know what I mean, you gotta go down that rabbit hole.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, which is your
absolutely.
music. So
Right.
we gonna start from that. You know what I mean? Say the name of the song again that you dropped in 2020. The first thing when they go on your YouTube, they can see.
Yeah, it's called Mind Games with Hassan Campbell.
Okay, Mind Games with Hassan Campbell.
Right.
All right, so let's talk about the EP. You know what I mean? Let's
let's
get
do
into that.
Right.
What's the name of it? You know what I mean? How many tracks on it? You know what I mean? What was the inspiration around the project and things like that?
All right, so the name of the EP is called Hold Your Applause.
Where that title come from? Where did title come from?
Because it's just the beginning. You know what I'm
Ooh,
saying? You
I hear
know,
that.
so look, this the beginning. I need y'all to hold your applause. We just getting started. We got a long way to go. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that's what's up. So let's talk about the production. You said only but 2 songs. So why was
Right.
that?
So one of the songs, I'm not gonna say the name of the song, but like everybody who know, they know. You know what I'm saying? It's already released. And when I originally released it, it wasn't meant for the EP because the idea of the EP came after.
Okay.
So, you know, it was a beat I found on YouTube. I'm like, this fire. I already bought the rights and everything. So I'm like, all right, this is perfect for the EP. The other song, I just went in the stew one day after writing something crazy, found the beat, and then I recorded it. And I put a snippet up on Instagram and on Facebook. So the response I was getting was kind of crazy. So I'm like, you know what? I could go in there and try to remake this beat. But if I do that, you know, I'm gonna just keep the beat that everybody already responded to. So that's why I kept that beat.
All right, that's what's
know,
up.
yeah.
So what does this project mean to you though? Like, you know what I mean? Because I feel like just the title of it, Hold Your Applause, you know what I mean? I feel like you really got something to prove. This explain to the people like what does this project actually mean to you?
To me, it's like I said, it's just the beginning, but it kind of shows a small.
Do it show like growth, like from when you started, like you know what I mean? Because
Yeah,
you said you
but
dropped your first joint in 2020. We're in 2025, so it's 5 years later. So
but see, like what I do too, I drop stuff that I recorded and never released to
I
really
got
show
you.
my growth.
I
'Cause,
got you.
You know, because I've been doing it for a long time. I just ain't release it. You know what I'm saying? I didn't think I was ready for that. You know, just what come with it. But I think it represent more like it's my first project. It's showing a little bit of what I can do. You know, and I've always been in my own little shell. You know what I'm saying? Not really trying to be all out and about and showing my face. I think now it's time for me to step into who I am.
yeah, be outside. Be
Yeah.
outside. I told you that's how I found you. You know what I mean? From a
Right.
sponsor you was putting out there. You know what I mean? So
Right.
I mean, this continue to do your thing. You know what I mean? It's time to really show people. You know what I mean? Step out your box.
Right.
And do your thing.
Yeah, because I feel like, I seen it on the meme, so I'm going to just use it right here. Like, that song you keep skipping, and then you finally listen to it. That's crazy. That's how I feel
crazy.
like I am.
Well, that's what's up. That's I ain't never know nobody put it like that, but
Right.
you put that shit down the correct way and shit like that. So, like far as like features, you got any features on that EP?
Yeah, the one song that already has been released, yeah, but I wasn't gonna do any features because I want this to be a me thing.
So people can focus on you. You always pretty much, you know what I mean, and other people's stuff. This is me.
Right. Well, or it's vice versa. More people I always look
People out, hop on this song, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Pretty much get people looks and shit like that.
Right.
Oh, all right, that's what's up. So, let me ask you a question.
Mm-hmm.
Why should people support you?
Ooh. Support the real, man. You know what I'm saying? Support the real, man. It's a lot of crazy stuff going on out there, but and the stuff that gets supported, I just don't like to see. I ain't gonna say.
Now talking on this podcast, we speaking number facts. Speak your truth.
Because I love this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you got people who don't, and that's who getting the support. Come on, man. Ooh,
Look, man, today's a different day, man. You know what I mean? I'm here up here supporting you.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure anybody that support me gonna support you.
Word,
you know what I mean? So
appreciate that.
continue, you know what I mean, going down the tunnel, you know what I mean? The light is near. You
Right.
understand what I'm saying? All right, so before we get about here, let people know when can we expect the project. You know what I mean? Where can they follow you? And where can they support you at? And if they need some beats, because you're going to sell some of them damn beats.
Right.
You can't hold all that fire shit to yourself. You feel me? So let the people know where they can find you at and shit like that.
All right. So Instagram, Dre_Static. Really, if you look me up anywhere, Dre Static, I'm there. So Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, iTunes, Apple Music, Spotify, Dre Static.
All right, that's what's up. Once again, I want to thank Dre Static for pulling up on us on the Hella Effect podcast to introduce himself to people who might not know him. You know what I mean? We support him, so make sure you support him. You know what I mean?